Hey guys, I'm Shawn Cheek of WebPianoTeacher.com. How you doing today? We are going to learn. Remember when Tom Cruise was playing the piano in that movie Interview with the Vampire? You know, he's the Lestat character and he's playing the piano while he's talking to the little girl character. That's what we're going to learn today. One of my members hired me to do that. It's going to be so fun to do. Let's take a listen to some of it here. Crossover. Stay down. There we go. So we got some hand crossings there. That's pretty cool. All right, guys. So this one is moderate difficulty. I think if you're a beginner, but you're in the late beginner stages, you can give a stab at it. Definitely if you're intermediate, you can do it. It's all arpeggios, which means you're just playing a chord and you're rolling it up and down. Okay, the toughie part maybe is the hand crossings, okay, where the left hand crosses over. And that's mostly a right brain, left brain kind of thing. It's not like too terribly difficult technically. It's just getting used to it because we don't cross that much in piano. We do sometimes. There's some pieces where you have to cross over a lot, but in general, I don't have to cross my left hand over very much at all. But in this one we do, and it's kind of flashy looking, you know, and so that's kind of cool that it's kind of, it looks good when people are watching. And it's just a good technique to have. So this is a good piece to get used to that. All right, so if you are a member on the website, you can download all my sheets for this. I wrote out the whole thing as detailed and as accurate as I could possibly get. That's one of my hallmarks is I try to give you the most accurate transcription you can get. And I love the new staff that I have. I'm using that. A lot of people are very positive about that. If you follow my lessons and you're just used to the tablature I have, it doesn't hurt you. But if you're a music reader and you've had music reading in your past, it may kind of help you. So I really love it. It's working. Left hand starts with a low A octave here and middle C, next C down. So there we are on a low A octave. Right hand's going to have E, A, C, E with 1, 2, 4, 5. And you just roll that bad boy up and down like that. Okay, so we are in 12/8 time. See the 12/8 there? That means there are 12 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 little beats, but there are 4 big beats. If you were directing this, you'd go 1 and 2, 2, 2, 3, he, he, 4, 4, 4, 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 lolly, 4. So there's 4 big beats, but 3 little beats inside each big beat. 4 times 3 is 12, so that's where we get 12/8. Okay, if you don't understand any of that, you don't have to. Just listen to it and play it by ear. Now, I will tell you, technique-wise, when you play this, it's very important that you allow your elbow and shoulder joint to move out like that. As you go towards the pinky, towards the 5th finger, your elbow's going out. As you go back toward the thumb, it's coming back in, okay? So you have to allow that motion. It's not just your fingers, it's not just your wrist, it's also your elbow and your shoulder joint that's affected, okay? And so from this angle, you can see it too. Just a fluid motion. You don't want to do this. You don't want to lock up and go, oh, where you're just, you know, stuck in one position, because then you get real tight and you get, you know, sore joints and your shoulders are up. You ever play that? You realize your shoulders are up high because of tenseness. So piano technique can be summarized into this one thing: allowing your joints to do what they already want to do when you're playing. Bad technique is whenever we stifle and we restrict those joints and don't let them move where they want to. That's bad technique. And good technique is allowing all your joints to function. You have such an amazing mechanism that your creator gave you, and you can just do all sorts of things to ease the playing, and it makes it easier. That's why we do it. It not only looks cooler, but it's makes it easier to play. Do that on all the arpeggios and the whole thing. That's why I spent time on that, is because it will make it easier for you to play the whole thing, okay? So we're not just a piano hero thing with the lights coming down and you hitting the right buttons at the right time. We want to talk about how to be a musician, okay? And there's a lot more to that than just watching colors on the screen and copying that. It's technique, it's feeling, it's expression, knowing what chord you're on, all those things help. So A minor was the first measure. Second measure, A, C, E flat, F sharp, 1, 2, 3, 5. That's a fully diminished 7th chord. Sounds like you're tied to the railroad tracks in a cartoon. Fully diminished seventh chords are unstable sounding chords on purpose. Okay, so you're just gonna play that chord and roll it like we did before. You're gonna keep holding that A in the left hand though. Change your pedal, but okay, again. So I kept holding my left hand A octave, but I changed my pedal, cleared my pedal so I wouldn't mix this chord with that one. It sounds bad, okay? Now, the next chord, this is a toughy measure. It's deceptively tough because it's just because you're moving around. It's not impossible by any means, but G, C, E is a C chord. You can do 1, 2, 4, but on the next G, C, E, I like to go 1, 3, 5. As you're playing that, I want you to notice the motion, and I'm showing you this only because it'll make it easier to play. I kind of come up like that, and I'm moving towards that direction on that fourth finger so that I can land G, C, E. It's like when a bird's turning in midair. It's just graceful. Makes it easier to play. Look at all the motion I'm having. You can't do that and stay stiff. You seen people play that way? It's just hard. Just go ahead and move. And that move, after you play that E and you're coming back down to play the F, you go G, C, E, G, C, E, F, D, B, F, D, B. In that motion, F, D, B, F, D, B. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you have to change the pedal there on the F, D, B. Okay, next measure, you should recognize it. It's the first measure, E, A, C. The only difference is Tom Cruise play those. He's not really playing it though, but right. So A on the thumb. So thumb right there. Now here's the crossover. So C, A, C. That LH means left hand. You cross over C, A, C, A, G sharp. Okay. If you got a big tummy, it's gonna make it a little bit harder for your hands to cross because the tummy gets in the way of your elbow crossing over. But you know, they do a little diet so you can cross over better. Okay, but you can still do it even if you have a big tummy. C, A, C, A, G sharp. Okay. When you go to G sharp, we change our chord to E, B, D, E. Okay, so. And don't be afraid of your arms touching a little bit. When I do that crossover, see, my arms are actually touching my forearms. That's okay. Whatever it does, but that's okay for that to happen. And if you ever in a crossover situation, that happens a lot. If you'll lower that hand that's stationary, the right hand in this case, it makes it easier to go back and forth just by lowering that wrist a little bit. Then there's less distance to have to account for to travel. Okay, when you're doing crossovers. So C, A, C, A, G sharp, then a D, D, and then we're back to low E. See that low E octave there? You can just see one E, but when I scroll up, you'll be able to see both of them. Okay, speaking of scrolling up, let's do that. I'll actually show both lines there. So keep the right hand and the left hand over the top. D, B, D, B, C. So you go D, B, D, B, C. And it's just going to feel awkward and weird. Here, especially the moving back and forth. Again, a left and right brain thing. D, B, D, B, C, A. And we went back to our A minor chord. And then another A. That's the hard part. Dun, da, da, dum. So you went from E, A, C, E to F, A, C, F, which is an F chord. And the right hand, the left hand does B, A, G, A, and it goes super fast. A, G, A, So you go A, and then the G is in between, and then when you go back to the A, then you play them together. slow. Again. One more time. And then back to here. Okay, so A, G, A, na, na, na. Make sure you change your pedal there. Let's try all three lines. And I've learned just to put them all three up here and trying to, instead of trying to scroll, because I can get mixed up. As I'm scrolling with my left foot, I have a little scroller here. Okay, here we go from the very beginning. I'll go a little bit slower. Cross over. Down low E. Na 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 na. Okay, that might give you a little trouble there. And you want to bring out that right hand. As you're playing this, you always want to have the right hand, or the melody note, the melody note to come out. Most of the time, that is right hand. It's your third and fourth finger of your right hand. You want to bring out that melody where everything else is softer, so that melody is what we call voiced, okay? Well, when you have a left hand crossing, you want to make your left hand louder, and that just is kind of doubly difficult because you don't want to sound like this. You don't want to sound... where you're hammering away at this, and you can't even hear this, okay? You want it to sound the opposite. So just make sure you're squeezing those notes on the left hand. You're having a lot of pressure on the fingertip to bring out the melody. Okay, guys? Well, I will see you in the next one for all the next parts that we have to finish. This one, it's going to be fun. Hope you enjoy it. Talk to you later.